Hello everyone. I do have a lovely list of video topics to cover. Well, you can't read me writing, which is a good thing. Some of which I'm going to cover in Wednesday's video, which is today. Hello. It's Wednesday for me. It's 20 to 4 UK time. So in America it'll be like 8 o'clock in the morning. Just shy of 8 o'clock. Anyway, but this will probably go up later because I have to edit it, obviously. Right, today's video and Friday's video are both sort of serious. Friday's video, I was going to do it the other way around, but I'm doing it this way around for a specific reason, which I'll get to. Both of them are very serious. I do have a couple of other topics that I want to talk about, but I think doing more than 2 videos this week is going to be a lot. Going to talk about the BetterHelp on Sunday on the live stream because the husband's back at work on Sunday, so I can do the BetterHelp situation on then. Today I haven't covered this yet because I was waiting for more information. Now we're at a point where we have a lot of information, but I'll get to that in a sec. For those that aren't aware, what happened is I'm not sure if it's American citizen or not, but I know he's of Saudi. He's originally from Saudi Arabia, but he works for the Washington Post. I'm talking about Jamal Khashoggi. And he went into the Saudi Arabia embassy in Istanbul in Turkey to sort out some divorce papers so that he could divorce his previous wife and marry his new fiancée. He never came out, and this happened on October the 22nd, so we are talking 22 days ago. And at first, when the wife raised questions and raised the alarm, the consulates, or embassy, whichever, pretty much the same thing anyway, turned around and said, oh, he left, but they couldn't provide CCTV footage of him leaving. They did provide, I think at some point they did provide CCTV footage of somebody wearing his clothes leaving, but it wasn't the same man. So the first reason when they were called out on this was he left. The second, we're not sure what happened, we're looking into it. The third was that it was an accident while he was being interrogated because of his anti-Saudi views that he'd promoted in these articles. And the fourth one, which is the one that they're running with, is that it wasn't a state-sponsored assassination. It was, however, a rogue operation that happened, and 18 people from Saudi Arabia have been arrested on this. Some of which do work in the government, some of them do work for the prince, because Jamal Khashoggi has been vocal against the Prince of Saudi. Mainly with the human rights violations and things like that. So obviously he's called a lot of things into question, and the government of Saudi are not happy with it, which is their own fault, which I'll get to in a sec. Now, the Saudis have stated that they've arrested the 18 people, and in government claiming that they did it for revenge because of Khashoggi's involvement in the media and his views against the prince. And everybody, a lot of people are saying, well, yeah, that makes sense. They are also facing the prospect of financial backlash. There was a conference going on soon, I'm not sure when, I'm not sure the exact dates, where it was a conference for businesses to come and, potentially form contracts with people within Saudi Arabia. And, they've been trying to get more businesses involved in the country and things like that. And a lot of the companies have turned around and gone, nope. Richard Branson is completely cut off. That's the guy who is the owner and brilliant mind behind Virgin. He's a British businessman. And they've been doing it to try and help, you know, life within Saudi and provide more jobs, provide this, provide that. But this has just put everything into question. Then there is also the fact that the UK, the US and several other countries have arms deals with Saudi, and I know the UK, here in the UK, where we're like, this is bad, and they're looking at their options, but they've come out and said it's ridiculous what's happened and it should never have happened. So now, another company that is facing backlash because of this is the WWE. For those that don't know, that's the World Wrestling Entertainment, formerly known as the World Wrestling Federation. It has recently signed a 10-year deal with Saudi to have a lot of shows in Saudi, including Crown Jewel, which is supposed to be happening next month. Now, that's at risk for several reasons. Every time somebody brings up Crown Jewel, the whole audience boos, wherever they are. They boo. Then, you've also got the fact that Roman Reigns is now out with leukemia, and then you have, it's been reported that two of the key figures within WWE and within Crown Jewel have turned around and said, we're not going. Not been confirmed, but it's speculated, and I can actually believe it out of these two, which is John Cena and Daniel Bryan. They do sort of have a quite close friendship because John was, or still is, seeing Nikki, and Bryan is married to Brie, and Nikki and Brie are the Bella twins. So they do have a tendency to team up together when it comes to things like this, and because they both have a lot of clout in the company, it makes sense. Especially with John Cena essentially being named as the guy that runs the place. I think he's having a lot. Now, WWE are meant to be making a decision today. Hopefully, if they have made the decision by the time this goes up, or shortly after, I will comment down below and I will pin the comments giving you the updates. But with a bit of luck, there is speculation that there is possible, because they've halted ticket sales to Crown Jewel, and there is speculation that they're going to move it to Manchester, here in the UK, which is not far from where I am. Well, it's not close, but it's not that far either. It's not as far as it is to my mum's anyway. Now, so, but they also have to figure out what they're going to do about the 10-year deal, because if Vince ends up cancelling it, it's going to cost him millions. But then again, Vince has got the money, so. Saudi have recently made a lot of progress in the human rights front. It has recently given women the ability to drive their own cars and make their own medical decisions. However, this has just set them back, and a lot of people don't have a good view of Saudi to begin with, and then something like this happens and it's like, can you not behave? This has actually made matters a lot worse than if they'd just left it be. If they've just left it be, none of these issues would have arisen. However, they did something, and it's going to come back and bite them in the ass, because it has only served to highlight the fact that the government, the country itself and the people within the country don't have the same rights that most other countries do. They don't have the right to free speech. Women don't have very few rights, and there are a lot of poverty, there are a lot of issues, and there's human rights violations within Saudi. And this has only just pushed this to the forefront, and it's pushed Khashoggi's articles forward as well. And it's just made matters so much worse for the country. It was just going somewhere, and then this happened, and it's... Now, like I said before, 18 people have been arrested for it. It's been characterised as a rogue operation. However, I don't believe that. The reason being is this guy was highly vocal in his opposition against the Prince of Saudi. Now, while the Prince of Saudi has been the one that's helped promote and get more rights for people within Saudi, people who oppose him don't often get, praise or anything like that. And they'd actually spent months trying to lure Khashoggi back to Saudi with job offers, with this, with that, the other, and he didn't trust them. However, he was, I think he might have been on holiday or something, or visiting his fiancée in Turkey, and they said, oh, we've got the divorce papers, they're in the embassy, so he went to the embassy and instead of saying, bring them out to me, which I would have done. But the fact that they're saying, oh, this has nothing to do with the Prince, yeah, right, whatever. I doubt the Prince would have been oblivious to this. It has been some of the people that have been arrested are key figures in the Prince's life and within his political circle. So for him not to know is questionable, highly questionable. My other issue is I can't remember who it was, but we had a key figure from the US, from the White House, go over to investigate. Might have been something to do with the FBI or Jeff Sessions or something like that, I'm not sure. And he's gone over and he's supposedly investigating, however he's not investigated anything or reported anything. We don't know what's happening on that front. They have let forensics officers into the embassy and they found one room that had been scrubbed clean and recently redecorated. It's like, okay then. Make it obvious, why don't you? And a lot of this is like, you're really going to think that this is actually going to make things better? Obviously you don't know anything. Any scandal like this and it automatically makes things worse. If Saudi had just left things alone, we wouldn't be having the discussions we're having now about the human rights violations, about the arms deals, and about Saudi's treatment of their own people. However, because of what's happened, we are having those conversations. Now, I'm just giving you the basics and my opinion. Phil's done a few deep dives into this, so I will leave them up in the iCard. So yeah, like I say, over the next couple of days we'll find out what's happening with the WWE, and if they do pull out, that's going to be a huge hit on multiple fronts. But all the matches at Crown Jewel would have only been involving men anyway, because women aren't allowed to do things like that, especially with the way that the women's champions were, the clothes they were, are not allowed in Saudi. So I don't like this. I don't trust the slightest thing. I do think that the Prince knew, and I think that the Prince authorised it, and he's probably sat at home regretting it. Anyway, with that being said, let me know what you think down below, but this is just a mess. Stay safe, be good, have fun, and I will see you on Friday.